Hey everyone, this is Corey with Stafford CDC, and today I'm making a video on a knife I've had for quite a few years, but never got around to making a video on. This knife is sold. I have decided to move this one along in pursuits of new knives to try out. I'm probably going to regret getting rid of this one, and I hope to pick up another Slipjoint from Enrique Peña in the future. So let's get a look at this. The person who's buying this has a YouTube channel, Replicant EDC. I will drop a link to his channel down below. Please go give him a look and subscribe. Nice guy. We've chatted for a long time, exchanged a handful of knives, and yeah, it'd be always nice to see other content creators grow and do well. You know, he asked me about starting a channel, and he went and did it, and you know, he's keeping it up with it. So you guys please go and check him out and tell him I sent you along. You can see this has a micarta covers here, a set of micarta covers, bolsters, a houndstooth shield. This also has orange G10 liners under that OD green micarta cover. Really wonderful fit and finish. You can just make out the seams, but there's no gaps and really no substantial difference in finish there. Just you can see the spring, which I would not worry about whatsoever. Perfectly flush in the closed position here. I don't know off the top of my head what the blade steel on this is. Something in my head is telling me it's M390, but it's not something I'm 100% sure about. This has an as-ground or belt satin blade. I'm learning that in slip-joint nomenclature, this is referred to as ground, opposed to a belt satin, which is something you might hear more so in the modern folder world. Perfectly flush at the half stop. And of course, we are flush in the open position. This is a full-size Zulu, which means it is 4 inches closed. And of course, this one, unlike most slip joints, has screw-together construction. Enrique took a really long break from making slip joints, and he's back doing them again. And from what I have seen, I would say like 85 to 95% of his new builds are all pinned. Though I did see, going to Blade Show Texas, there is a screw-together Lanny's clip in that bunch, and there might have been one more. But you can see the old Peña stamp there on the tang, there on the pile side. Really nice walk and talk. Pulls probably a 5. Really solid at the half, and at the open. You can tune out any blade play that you might have thanks to the screws, but you can see nice and tight. No blade play whatsoever. This has a nice hollow grind that hopefully you can kind of make out here. Try my best to show this off to you. Comes to a nice thin edge, which I have sharpened this twice, I believe. So this has a nice keen edge on it. Damien's gonna get a good one here. Lanyard hole, not something you typically see on a Zulu, but it is here on this one, and it's finished really nicely. Yeah, there's no complaints to have about this, except maybe the fact that it's screwed together. I mean, if this was pinned, it would be unbelievably nice, and probably a knife I would have kept, honestly. But being screwed together, and with Enrique making slip joints again, I would love to pick a new one up. I just don't have the $2,000 laying around that it takes to get a new Peña. I got a pretty good deal on this one when I bought it a few years ago, and I passed that same good deal along to Damien, cheaper actually than I paid, since this has been used, carried, and sharpened since then. But yeah, overall, just a really nice piece. I mean, it's hard to beat a full-sized Zulu as a just wonderful user pattern. The tip's not super high, despite being, you know, a drop point with some belly. So, well, I guess it's more of a spear point on the Zulu, but regardless, the tip's not super high like a clip point might be, so you can still work on a surface This feels great in hand, by the way, if I didn't mention that, because of the size. But yes, the Zulu pattern is just super utilitarian, really, really nice to use, and just nothing to really complain about when it comes to these guys. You know, the one thing, if I could complain about this knife, which I really don't need to, is that it's just a little thick. I'll bring in another large knife here, which does not feel nearly as thick. And this is a Grayson Jennings back pocket. And you can see this knife kind of tapers towards the tip, but it's much thinner. Even at its thickest part. It's actually maybe a little bit thicker than the Peña at its thickest. Yeah, it definitely is. But the whole knife from Grayson tapers, and overall does not feel quite as beefy as the Zulu does here. Not beefy as in like thick or anything, but just it feels like a very solid knife. You know, you have a lot of steel here due to that thickness and the overall size. So this is a hefty knife. I don't have a weight measurement on it, but it's not lightweight or anything. But it is very nice, and I'm very happy that I had the chance to own this one, and I'm looking forward to hopefully owning one from Enrique in the future. And yeah, I think that's about all I have. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.